One of the freakiest mysteries of all time is the Dyatlov Pass incident. And we might finally have an answer as to what happened. In 1959, 10 young students set out on a 16-day hike in the remote Russian mountains. Only one of them turned around 5 days into the journey. When the hikers didn't check in when they were supposed to, a search party was sent out. And what they found is still hard to believe. The bodies of all 9 students were found with extremely bizarre injuries. Missing eyeballs, missing tongues and lips, blunt force trauma equivalent to a car crash. Most of them were no longer wearing any clothing. And the clothing that was found had abnormally high levels of radiation. This led to speculation that they had stumbled across secret weapons testing. The official cause of death was listed as a compelling natural force. But now a new theory has presented itself. Researchers now believe there may have been a failed Russian rocket launch that crashed near the hikers. They think it released a fog of nitric acid. The theory suggests an R-12 liquid single-stage medium-range ballistic missile malfunctioned during testing. If the missile launched unsuccessfully, it would automatically release some of the propellant, including 10 to 15 tons of nitric acid. This finely dispersed acid in the form of a cloud or fog could have penetrated their tent, causing panic, confusion, and death. Here's what supports this theory. Multiple witnesses, including the search party itself, reported seeing a mysterious fireball moving across the sky. One searcher named Vladislav Karelin said some unidentified object flew from south to north and then changed direction and flew from east to west. Only some kind of winged, unidentified object could change the trajectory of movement. The snow around the camp had melted, but not in other nearby places. This suggests a chemical reaction, not a weather event. The level of secrecy also raises questions. The autopsy was done in extreme secrecy. The regional prosecutor personally came to the autopsy, which usually doesn't happen. KGB officers were brought in to cordon off the area. Even orderlies were not allowed into the morgue. After that, a container with fragments of the internal organs was sent to Sverdlovsk for further testing. Why all this secrecy if it was just an avalanche? Russia was conducting missile tests in January and February 1959. 6 rockets were reportedly launched from a military base near the village of Polyarny. That's about 1,000 kilometers from where the hikers died. But there's no documentary evidence that any of those launches failed. The relatives of the victims didn't agree with the avalanche theory. They insisted the cause of death was a man-made disaster during a rocket launch. Subscribe if you think this mystery is finally solved.